Okay, today I want to go over why I think you need to get to the Home Instructor's Guide if you're getting Dimensions Math. I know sometimes I'm tempted not to buy the teacher guide or the Home Instructor Guide or the homeschool guide or whatever we're calling it to go with a new curriculum because I think, do I really need that information? And sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. I would hazard to say you probably usually do and should go with that decision of getting it. But for Dimensions Math, I really think you do, and I want to show you why. So for starters, it has some extremely valuable information in the beginning. It tells you right here that this is a guide. You don't need to use it verbatim. You need to be flexible and use your judgment, and I think that that's really key. I mean, this is telling you basically how the curriculum was written and how you should be following it. So very valuable. But my favorite part probably is what they call the scheme of work, which you might call the scope of sequence or scope in sequence. It goes over basically the entire year. This particular book will have the whole semester, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But it'll tell you what you're doing in a week, what the chapter's called, and then breaks it down. It tells you what you're doing in the textbook, the workbook, and what guide pages you're using. So it's extremely clear and lets you plan out your entire semester. It goes all the way to week 16, and then when you're done with that one, you would go into 3B. This is third grade, so it's 3B. This one's called 3A. And then this finishes out the year for you, but we'll just look at the first semester. So it gives you the whole thing laid out. It tells you what materials you need, which ones are optional. It tells you what printouts you're going to use this semester. And these printouts can be found online, and you can print them out for free. If you obviously buy the set of books, you can also get them, you can purchase them printed, and it comes in this big pack right here, which obviously it's a lot of pages to print, so you might want to do that. But I love it because it tells you everything you need for the semester. And then it tells you literally how to use everything that's in the curriculum, because there is a lot. This stuff right here, this is just for the first semester. And at first it seems a little overwhelming, but the Home Instructor Guide explains it all to you. So it tells you what the textbook is. It breaks it down to the different components of the textbook. It tells you how to use the textbook, and then it does the same thing for the workbook. And it breaks down what's in the workbook, the basics, the practice, the challenge if you've got children that you need to, push further. It tells you when to check. It tells you when to test. It tells you about scheduling. Okay, love it. And then it goes through every single chapter, and it'll say lesson chapter 1, and then there's all these different lessons within chapter 1, and it tells you it's breaking it down, what page you'll find it on in this book, and what's happening, what the objectives are, what materials you need for each lesson in each chapter. A lot of notes. I love these notes because it'll explain to you if you didn't use, this is, like I said, third grade. And if you didn't use Dimensions Math for second grade, it'll tell you what you might need to be aware of in terms of what will be referenced from second grade, what you might want to be doing differently. It'll help you understand, like, sometimes things will be called something different in different curriculums, so that you need to be aware of that. It's really just helping you figure out how to best use everything for this chapter. It also tells you what activities you'll be doing in this chapter, what games you might want to be doing in this chapter. These things are optional. It tells you when you're going to be doing them. And then it breaks it down by lesson. And it tells you lesson 1, within chapter 1, we're doing Think, which will be on page 2. So you're looking in the textbook. You're going to page 2, and here's lesson 1, Think. And it tells you what's going to be happening, what your objective is, what you're trying to do. Then it tells you what you're doing for Learn, page 3, and here it is. and it just goes through everything very clearly. But you notice it's not scripted. It's not telling you what to say. It's just giving you an overview of what should be happening, kind of like organically as you're going through it. It also gives you all of the answers, of course, and then it goes on to the next lesson. So very valuable information, because I will say, like I said in my blog post, when I first got this curriculum, I was a little overwhelmed with how much it is. This is the first semester. And you add on the second semester, and it's quite a bit. But the teacher's, or the instructor's guide, Home Instructor's Guide, really lays it out for you very clearly. And also, gotta hand it to dimensions. They are highly organized. Everything's color-coded, labeled very clearly. You don't have it sitting on your shelf wondering what it is. It's so clear. So definitely get this Home Instructor's Guide when you're looking at dimensions math. All right, let me know if you have any questions. You can always email me or post a comment in the blog. Bye.